There's a force at work here. Hello everyone and welcome back to a special presentation of Anime Club After Dark. I'm your host Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight I just have our chivalry of Shotas, Shotaro.
I'm a bad bitch, no muzzle.
Oh, don't I know it. And tonight we are going to be doing our third episode review of the 2019 spring anime Sarazanmai. So let's get right into it. With you, Sho, who has a language lesson for us.
Yes, okay, everyone take out your notebooks because I'm about to drop a knowledge bomb. No, I just wanted to point out a little thing. They do a card where it says Kaiso, and it's like, would you like to choose flashback or seaweed? Which the joke is that Kaiso is a homonym for flashback and seaweed in Japanese. So I thought that was interesting. And also, it is quite funny. Because I just like the format. It's like, press O for seaweed, press X for flashback. I did enjoy that joke.
And it's kind of apropos to what the episode is kind of about. Because this episode, not seaweed, no, but flashbacks and like harkening back to the good old days. Because part of the whole story of this episode turns out being into looking back on his friendship with Kazuki, and Kazuki. So they're part of like the soccer club at their school, but Kazuki wanted to quit doing the soccer club. And I guess it's kind of implied that's how they met and became really good friends. So a big portion of this episode is about Enta kind of looking back at that and kind of wishing Kazuki would come back and join the soccer club with him.
But they're so cute together. When they do their golden duo pose.
Golden duo.
So cute. Like, I don't even know what they're posing as. Like, do you understand that pose?
No. I kind of tried to look at it as something maybe from actual professional soccer or something, but I can't. I tried to find something, but I couldn't.
I'm like, maybe they're mimicking Japanese, like, hiragana with their bodies. Maybe they're mimicking kappa. I don't know, but it's cute. Listen,
yeah.
I like robot poses, honey. And this show is full of robot posing, and they are 100 emoji for that pose.
100 emoji. Oh, man. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because that whole Kaiso like flashback portion seems to be very apropos to what this episode is about. And as Enta's like having these sort of flashbacks, or at least reminiscing about these times that he had with Kazuki, he starts having these fucking hallucinations of Kazuki like coming to him and just saying, yeah, everything's exactly the way you want it to be.
Yeah, we talked about the realism pendulum in the last episode, and
it's swinging back.
Swinging again this time with the hallucinations.
It's on a rope that keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And it's eventually just going to be swinging around that realism pendulum.
Are we talking about a pendulum or something else?
Maybe.
Winky
both.
Emoji. Oh, okay.
But yeah, the hallucinations are quite detailed as far as hallucinations go. One of the hallucinations that he has is of Kazuki coming to him, and has this old misanga, which I kind of want to talk about in a moment, the whole significance of that as it relates to soccer. But he has this misanga that he gave to Kazuki, and then he gave it back when he quit the soccer club. And he wants to give it back to Kazuki so that he'll join the soccer club back again. And he has this hallucination where
He didn't give
What?
it back. He just took it off.
No,
He
no,
threw he threw it
well,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
I just wanted
that's
to
what
be
I
clear.
meant.
And
That's
then
what I meant.
and then
But
Enta's trying to give him a new one. Well, it's
yeah,
kind of relevant because then, like, anyways, you continue.
yeah, yeah. I got it slightly confused. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little too far, but um, um, but one of the hallucinations has Kazuki running to Enta and like in like a soccer looking overcoat thing. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll join the soccer club again, and yeah, we're golden duo, and let's do this." And then he puts the misanga on around his ankle, and all of a sudden the hallucination ends, and it's Enza's sister.
And like
that he
what?
put
Go
that he
ahead.
put the misanga on her ankle.
That makes no sense because like, there's no way you could hallucinate to put a misanga on your sister. Like, really? Like, okay, this not like believable in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's funny, but it's funny because it makes no sense.
It is like it's one of those things where the hallucination's over. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Inta? Like, it's bad enough that you go around sexually harassing and abusing people, but this, you need help.
I love how during the hallucinations, there's like this musical score of like someone singing like opera, high
Yeah, like
pitched.
it's very hopeful.
Like, yeah, I like it's so. It's very obvious that it's a hallucination because like Kazuki is like, I will do whatever you want, Enta, whatever you desire. I will be here for you. And then the music is like, happiness, happiness. And it's like, you're gonna make me happy. Oh my god. It's like very over the top, but it's very funny.
Oh, it was extremely over the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and he has other hallucinations too, but one of the things I definitely want to talk about is the Kappa zombie for this particular episode that ends up getting fought happens to be the boyfriend of Enta's sister, which is somewhat relevant. And I also thought it was funny, you talked about the whole language like pun thing earlier. One of the things that this boyfriend does is he is a fisherman and he tries to catch what a type of fish called a kisu fish. And kisu sounds a lot like the English word for kiss.
Well, actually,
And
they're exact homonyms in Japanese because that's how they pronounce kiss.
that's true. That's how they pronounce the word kiss, kisu. And so I thought that was an interesting like, I don't know what you would call that, linkage, because seeing what happened at the very end of the last episode where Enta kisses Kazuki, and all of a sudden it's like this is boyfriend that goes and catches Kisu, and it was a really interesting pun to me.
Well, yeah, obviously, like the the fact that the boyfriend is a kisu merchant, whatever.
Like, I have merchant, yeah, he's a fisherman and he sells the stuff that he catches.
like that's really surreal because like, oh, you only introduce him when we're talking about kisses, and then the idol is like, you have to take a picture with the kiss. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's all very convenient in so much that like it's
almost like there's a force at work here.
oh my god. No, the force is this fucking
Catchy.
drug-induced director being like, whatever I'm just gonna have like no editors and just be like, I want to have this happen. But no, it was that's just part of the show. That's just what the show is about.
It is. I mean, it does seem like a really convenient thing to happen, though. All this stuff about that sounds or is about kissing after Enta sexually abuses Kazuki.
Oh my god. So I mean, the idol selfies have always been convenient, right? Like the first episode was a box.
True.
And that was the center of the whole plot of that episode, and then the second episode was a cat, and then we get a cat related secret. So, it's always been pretty convenient.
Yeah.
But that's part of the like stupidity of it all.
Yeah. And that also plays into the secret that's revealed in this episode after the whole. And by the way, I want to point out that we got another police dance, which was very similar to the first one.
Wasn't it exactly the same?
Pretty much. I think a couple of the lyrics changed slightly.
Oh, you mean because like they're doing what would they do? They're doing Kisu now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the lyrics did change slightly. The dance is pretty much the same. And then
It's
of course
a good dance,
we get.
though, honey.
It is a good dance. Yes.
Don't
as
fix
we
it if it
mentioned,
ain't
it's a good-
broke.
And then of course we get another Kappa dance during the Kappa zombie sequence. So I have a theory. That these keep being very animated. It's basically reusing animation is what it is. I am assuming this is being done as a cost-cutting measure.
No, because they do. I mean, even in the second episode, they abridged the extraction scene.
That is true, they did.
And I don't feel like they're stretching any of the episodes out for filler. I feel like they're trying to fit in as much content as they possibly can in 24 minutes. I don't feel like there's any real filler. So I think that's just like that's just like an element that the director wanted in the plot and that's like an element you see recurring in a lot of anime, just like transformation sequences being repeated over and over. So I think I don't think it was a cost. It was just like a element of the plot that the director wanted in there.
Maybe. My point for bringing that up was I tend to frown upon productions that very blatantly reuse animation over and over again. But in this particular case, I'm not that disappointed by it. Mostly because it's very well done. Yeah.
Okay, the only part that I don't like, I enjoy the police dance. I enjoy the leaking scene. I do.
What a stupid name.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's basically saying your ass is leaking. Is that not what it's saying?
It's visually, that's what it looks like. I mean, when they pull out these, I fucking can't see it anymore. Shakira's. The
Shakira's?
Shiriko Damas. When they pull them out, they're dripping with ass juice.
Delicious. Anyways, what were we talking about?
How the animations are reused in dance sequences.
So I also, as disturbing as it is, I don't mind the extraction scene, but the zombie fighting scene I don't find particularly interesting to watch. So that's the only.
That's usually over pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's the only one that I'm not so hot on. But the others, like, honey, I could watch that on repeat 24/7, girl. It looks good.
But the whole secret that was revealed this time was the fact that Enta really, really likes Kazuki.
Honey, was that a secret?
Well, it was a secret to Kazuki, apparently.
Oh my god, honey, lick that recorder. Oh, honey.
That was funny, too. Like, you saw that and it's like, all right, he's going for the indirect kiss, I know, but please don't rub your tongue all over this recorder. Please don't be that desperate.
They should have done another Monogatari callback and just like
have
a recorder scene.
No, they should use a toothbrush. They should just have him lick a toothbrush or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. I'm sure he would if he had access to a toothbrush.
He probably would.
It was so awkward when he just like pressed his lips gently against the recorder and he was like, he just had a moment, just a moment there.
Can I ask you, this is a genuine question, and feel free to not answer it because it's kind of personal.
My.
Have you ever crushed that hard on someone?
Where I would steal their stuff and make
rub
it on myself? No.
Yes.
I have more dignity, honey. I'm not that gay.
Or desperate. It kind of reeks of desperation, doesn't it?
No, to me it's not desperate. It's just like he's like a baby, he's a baby. Small.
He's a gay baby.
He doesn't know what's going on, and he's like, I have all this
all these feels and no way to express them,
and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm gonna
lick
his recorder.
It's fair enough. I can just honestly say I've never crushed this hard on someone before where I thought I gotta take one of their musical instruments and lick it.
I mean, I would with their consent. Honey, no shaming on like instrument.
I mean, no,
honey.
I'm not. It's not like a kink shame or anything, but like, it's gotta be like consensual. I know that's really weird to say. Getting consent to lick a recorder, but
Can I blow your trumpet?
can I blow your trumpet, boy?
Oh god.
And then so this secret is revealed, and then there's another like hallucination sequence where Enta is like confessing to Kazuki.
So
And that was a little weird.
Why?
Because again, I think I realized about halfway through that confession that it has to be the hallucination, because Kazuki is going along with everything way too easily.
Yeah, so like as soon as Kazuki started speaking, I knew it was a hallucination, but before that I didn't know it was a hallucination. And the thing is, like, when did the hallucination start? And did he... You didn't think he actually said anything to Kazuki about it, did he?
No.
Oh my god. So, like, the thing... Okay. The thing that I was scared of when I... Throughout this entire episode about Enta liking Kazuki is that in anime there's a lot of... It's a trope that when the gay best friend likes the main character and confesses to them, the main character just ignores them and just pretends it didn't happen. And I was afraid that was going to happen. So as soon as they got transformed back into humans after being Kappa, and Enta was like, went out of his way, it's like, don't ignore me, I like you. I was like, thank God that you didn't leave it vague. And then it turned out to be a hallucination. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you bitch! And then so he didn't actually confess to him. So it actually is the trope that Kazuki is just going to ignore it.
He ignores it because it never happened.
No, but Kazuki saw in the leaking that Enta kissed him. So Kazuki knows that Enta kissed him, but he's just choosing to ignore it.
Yeah.
He doesn't confront Enta about it. And like in the hallucination, Kazuki told Enta it was because the soccer team dared you to do it. So I don't know if that's what Kazuki is pretending to think in real life. Like, Kazuki just doesn't care. He just doesn't want to follow up.
Or maybe it's what Enta thinks he might think about.
Oh, you know, that makes more sense. And it gives me more peace of mind because I don't... Because I hate that trope.
This happened. I mean, obviously that he had to have seen the secret during the whole leaking scene.
Yeah.
So maybe he's choosing to ignore, or maybe he's like, I need some time to process this.
Which I just so pisses me off so much. It literally pisses me off so much. And it's the same thing with like straight romances in anime. Like the girl or the guy confesses to the opposite sex, and then the one who's confessed to is like, what? I didn't hear you. I can't hear you. What did you say? I don't know what's going on. I don't have a brain.
This is real right now. Mm-hmm. We're hearing girl show.
And when have you not heard girl show?
Well,
when have you heard male show?
That's exactly. A good question.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I can see your frustration. It's basically the same trope, just portrayed in a different way.
Yeah.
And something about the end card makes me think that this might be just literally the trope, because the end card says, I want to connect, but it's not meant to be.
God, when that end card popped up, I literally, like, got feels. 'Cause I'm like, no! I was so angry. I was like, so angry. I'm like, this is so sad. I also, like, related to it. I related to that feeling of I want to connect but it's not meant to be, like in a high school setting. Like I feel like I felt that feeling specifically that Enta is feeling, and I don't want to relive that. Girl, this is fucking fiction. Give me a fucking happy ending. Don't give me my fucking life.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that can relate to that, though. I mean, myself included. Like, when I was in high school and even in college, there were people that I had feelings for, and it's like, I found out after I developed these feelings, it's like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, oh. And it's a shitty feeling.
Yeah, and it's even more particular because, like particularly that, like, you, like, the person who's like, me and Enta.
Get it out.
I'm trying to word it, like, not just broadly, like, I want to connect, and it's not meant to me, but specifically being gay and then the other person not really, addressing it.
Or being straight.
Well, just like not, I don't know. It's just like a very particularly gay thing.
I suppose, yeah.
I'm not saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying the feeling of not connect or not being meant to be is a particularly gay thing. I'm just saying that the feeling that Enta is feeling, I relate to particularly on a gay level.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was going to say. It's like, I feel like there's probably a lot of people who happen to be homosexual who may end up developing like a crush on someone who is heterosexual. And it's never, no matter how much you want it to happen, it's never going to happen. I'm not necessarily saying that Kazuki may or may not be heterosexual, although it seems like he may be heterosexual. I don't know. I'm still convinced that he has a thing for his little brother. But
oh my god, we're over that. Anyways,
I don't know. I just think it's something that people, not necessarily just gay people, but people in general can relate to having that unrequited love.
Well, I experienced it particularly gaily.
Yeah. So
I don't know how you experienced it. Anyways. Yeah, that one title card brought me back, like, how long has it been? Okay, brought me back like 10 years.
I'm about to say, don't give away your age too readily there.
Whatever. It brought me back like, whoa, flashback, and not a good flashback. A bad Kaiso. I chose the seaweed.
Bad Kaiso.
I chose the seaweed, but I still got the. I chose the seaweed, but I still got the flashback.
And wrapping up with the post-credit scene that we got for this episode, I think it kind of opened our eyes to something about what was happening in the previous episode. First off, I do want to talk about the significance of the Misanga, the little bracelet thing that Enta wanted to give Kazuki. It turns out that Enta and Haruka are talking during this episode together, and Haruka ends up giving Enta the Misanga that Enta had originally given Kazuki, and Kazuki had just thrown it away, but Haruka pulled it out of the trash can and was just keeping it, which is very sweet, actually. Very sweet little brother thing to do.
In my depressive state after that rejection, when I saw that post-credit scene and the little brother gave the Misanga back to Enta, I was like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a light in the darkness that is my life.
I do briefly want to talk about the significance of the Misanga. So Misanga is Portuguese for bead, and it's a lot of friendship bracelets are made with beads. And in Brazilian soccer in particular, something that's done at sort of I guess the equivalent of a minor league level in soccer in Brazil is soccer players on the same team who work really well together will make these Misanga bracelets for each other, and I don't think they typically wear them on their ankles as it's shown in the anime. I think they typically wear them on their wrist, but it's the same type of thing. They're given to players who respect each other greatly and work really well together on the same team.
I need their batting for the same team, girl.
But something else that this post-credit scene revealed is that this like bench that Enta and Haruka are sitting on talking is actually at a hospital, and you see, like, I guess who was supposed to be like a nurse or something come up with a wheelchair, and that's you see the last part of the scene is Haruka being wheeled away by Enta in a wheelchair. So it kind of leaves you with the sense of like what the fuck is actually happening. But then at the same time, you think, well, if Haruka's going through some kind of medical issue, that could explain why Kazuki goes so far for his little brother.
Fucking plot twists left and right. This show likes to drop bombs. Like, I'm not gonna make the joke.
Right in the last 60 seconds of the show.
Oh my! After post credits.
Post credits.
Stay after those credits, bitch. No. For me, when I saw that scene, I interpreted it as Haruka being terminally ill. So that's why
I was thinking that too.
That's why what's his name? Kazuki is going so out of his way to make his brother happy because his brother is going to die, allegedly. Yeah. So then it all made sense. All of the it didn't really make sense why Kazuki was being such a fucking psycho bitch just to make his brother happy. Like, it's not because he's in love with his brother, allegedly. Probably not, though. Probably not. You know, it makes more sense that he's trying to make his brother happy before he dies. And, you know, that
would make a lot more
big
sense.
knowledge bomb. And I just took it in.
And again, like last time, it keeps you wanting for the next episode.
Girl, that is such a good table flip moment, honey.
It is.
I flipped that table so hard.
As is this. Thank you all there for dropping in to listen to this. We hope you enjoy it because we always enjoy bringing this to you. If you want to check out previous episodes of the podcast, we are on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and now Spotify. If you want to keep up what we're doing and have some more fun, you can join us on Discord, on Facebook, on Twitch. Visit our website, and you can visit us now on Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, concerns on this episode, or any kind of ideas you want to shoot our way, feel free to shoot us an email. Links to all these things I mentioned will be down below in the description. As always, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, show.
I'm not a frog, Keto.
Aren't you, Keto?
No.
Keto.
We'll be right back.